Men will use money for power and women use beauty for power. It's always been like that since the beginning of time.
Standards. Like as a man, yes, I want my woman to be beautiful, and as a woman, yes, I want my man to have some fucking money. In a relationship, we're supposed to be helping. You have to choose: do you want your husband? Do you want your family? Or do you want the career? Me personally, I don't need a man. I'm happy. Like I'm not a person like if I don't have a man or it's like I'm not gonna be sad or depressed. Like I'm okay with just me.
All right, so we're speeding. So we're here with Diamond.
Hey, diamond the body.
Diamond the body.
Cannot forget the body.
Okay, okay.
There's too many diamonds out there. It's diamond.
How'd you come up with the name? I mean, you obviously have a beautiful body.
Thank you. But
So,
no, I used to be a stripper,
okay.
so that was like my stage name. And hey, right on the set, that used to be my stage name
Okay.
when I was a dancer. So yeah, I just kept it because I
Okay.
was already really popular with that name, so I didn't want to change it for my rap.
Which makes more sense, right? Because it's a continuation of who you already are.
Absolutely.
I think that makes a lot more sense. So you're from Miami. I saw a little bit of your clip.
I'm from Broward County.
You know, everybody thinks Florida's Miami.
They do, but my people will be mad if I just agree to that. They're gonna be like, "You not from you from Broward County? No, I'm from Broward County." But Miami, we're cousins. We're right there, brother and
Okay,
sister.
okay. So it's not
But
a real
South Florida,
difference. It's not. It's like Dade County is all the same, no?
Dade County and Broward County is two different counties, but they're like literally 30, 45 minutes away.
Okay,
But like
okay.
the people from Broward, they be like, "No, we're from Broward."
They're very like, it's like
Yeah,
when people live in Jersey and people be like, "Hey, oh, y'all from New York?" And
exactly.
people are like, "No, we're in Jersey."
Right, something like that.
It's a little bit
Yeah,
different.
but it's like right there.
Okay, okay. So you do music.
Yes, I
You
do.
do music. How'd you get into that? How'd you get into making music?
It was kind of by accident.
Okay,
I wanted to be like a writer,
okay,
and so when I wrote the song for somebody else, I was like, oh, I was showing my friend. I'm like, hey, look at this. I wrote this. And she's like, you need to be a rapper. I'm like, no, I will never be a rapper. Like that. Like I don't want to be a rapper. Like, no, I'm not doing that. And she's like, no, but you have the look. You have this. Like, you could just be a rapper. And I'm like, no, mind you, this was before it was popular to be a female rapper.
okay,
I started rapping like 8 years ago.
okay.
This was before like the Cardi B and see like before that.
Everybody, the whole wave
Yeah.
came about.
So it was very like what? It was
Yeah,
damn near it didn't make sense at that time. So she was like, just play around, like have fun. Like let's just go to the studio and just
kind of just
like
see.
have fun. And so I went to the studio, like just jokingly playing, having fun, and then I actually fell in love with it.
Okay,
I like this. This
okay.
is fun.
Was that what attracted before you realized how much work it is, or was it just like you know it's gonna be a lot of hard work before you fall in love with it, or you just fell in love with it, then you accepted the work that it takes?
Absolutely. I fell in love with it first and then I just accepted, what came with it. But also, I was always a business person. I was always an entrepreneur. I always had businesses and open businesses. So I was not new to working. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like being a rapper is kind of the same as opening a business, but you are the business. You have to market yourself.
you have to do a lot of work.
Right. So even with a business, it's like the same thing. So I already had the mentality of a business person. So with that, I was like, okay, we'll just use that instead of promoting my business. I'm gonna promote my music.
Okay, okay. Do you feel like approaching it from the beginning as a business is like a longer term play? I mean, 8 years, right? When you say 8 years, so people typically don't understand that everything takes time,
Yes.
right? And on Eight at the Table, we'll try to put out stats all the time, and we'll get pushback for years, but we put it out because it's a reality.
Mhm.
Like we'll say something like, "This is only a percentage of people that reach this." Like a typical age of a millionaire is 57 years old, and then when we put that out, people will be like, "Oh, it's just crazy. It's not true." I'm like, "Yeah, it's true." Do you think that people understand how hard you work and what the work that you put in to get where you gotta go? Or people would be like, nah, she got it easy.
Absolutely. Nobody really sees the grind because they didn't know me before, the show.
Okay.
So once I got on the show, and then now I'm doing all these wonderful things, everybody's like, "Oh my god, it just happened overnight." Because you didn't know me last year, now you know me. So you don't know I've been working for 7 years before that. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So in their mind, it's like, oh, she just popped up somewhere. And it's like, no, babe.
Yeah.
I've been working a long fucking time. And that's even why I'm able to move the way I move, because I've been doing stuff so long and learning, and all that time that, wasn't happening per se. I was learning and,
Getting the
getting,
experience.
yeah. So now that I have the exposure, it's like I know exactly what to do with it.
Okay.
That's like some people don't know what to do with it. That's why they get on the show and then, a year later nobody knows who they are again,
Okay.
because they didn't know what to do, because they didn't have 7 years of,
Of
what I'm saying,
experience and everything
experience.
else.
Right. I had the time, the experience, so now I'm able to move the way I move with that exposure. That's all I needed. I just needed the platform. I
Just
already
people
had
to
the
see.
plan. I just
Okay.
needed the platform. Hey, put me right here so everybody can see me. And once they see me, I know what to
Then you
do.
got it from there.
Absolutely.
So this is a relationship show.
Is it?
Yes, yes. This is a relate. We're gonna talk about relationship stuff.
Oh,
So
what a
interestingly,
coincidence.
so I wanted to get your thoughts on power dynamic,
Okay.
right? So one of the things I wanted to talk to you about is, especially as an entrepreneur and a businesswoman, do you think that there's a lot of power plays, so from men versus power plays from women, meaning that they're like in on eight at the table, we'll say something like men will use money for power and women use beauty for power,
Hmm.
or do you think that it's always been like that since the beginning of time?
Absolutely.
Like, is life basically always been less fairy tale, more transactional, or has it evolved to more love?
No, it's always been like that, but because the internet and, now we're just making it more open instead of like pretending, I guess.
Okay,
So now people are like, hey, I want some money for my time. And
okay.
now the guys are, they're skipping the courting and they're just using the money. Like, hey, I have money. So come fuck with me.
But what happened to all the guys if they don't have the money? What happened to those guys?
They pretend. Or they just, they don't get no bitches. They don't get no bitches.
So they got to
Because
step that game up.
they got to, they need to work on themselves. Okay, so the thing is, even when they don't have money, they like, they'll buy a necklace or something, or go in debt and get a nice car just to make it look like they got, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So sometimes a girl will go with this guy just because they look like they have something. Then
okay.
they'll find out later they ain't got
They ain't
shit.
got it. It's
And
all
like, yeah,
front.
right.
But is that the new game, or is that always been the game that
Always. From the
men
beginning of
and
time.
women, like, are we in a competitive market when it comes to dating, relationships, marriages? It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have a competitive mindset to know that you're competing. If you go to the club, you can't be mad who gets the most attention because they did the most work.
Right. So basically, yeah, I feel like men, this is my thing, right? I feel like men do everything for women. So even getting money is like they know that women are attracted to money. So they go and get money so they could attract women.
Yeah, but the contradiction sometimes, and it happens to anybody,
Hmm.
right? You're a beautiful woman, right?
Yes,
You want someone to also love you for you.
absolutely.
But what if someone's like, no, I only love you because you're beautiful?
So my thing is, I feel like that's okay. For me personally, and I think for everybody should have a checklist. Like, yes, I want somebody that's beautiful, but I also want somebody that has a good heart. I also want somebody that can cook. Like, it's okay to have a standards. I
Yeah,
feel like standards. Like, as a man, yes, I want my woman to be beautiful, and as a woman, yes, I want my man to have some fucking money. Like, there's a standard, but I also want him to be kind. I also want him to be sweet. I also want him to, have a
okay,
good
that's what you're
heart.
saying. So the
Yeah. So
baseline
let
is
me find,
here.
like, have the
This
money.
is the bottom.
Right.
Like, we start
We're
here.
starting at the money.
Yeah, we
Let's
starting
start with the
here,
money. Do you
and
have
then
money? Yes. Okay. Now let me see what else you got that I like.
then we built from there.
We build from there, because at the end of the day, it's like, let's say it's 10 guys with money. I'm not gonna just go with all 10 of them. I'm gonna say, okay, I like all of them to have money. All right, cool. So that I know that we can date. So I go on a date with you, and then now I'm seeing your personality. Now I'm seeing if you're nice. Now I'm seeing if you, are you're an asshole. Like, and I can gauge from there. Like, okay, We went on this nice date
Okay.
to this nice restaurant.
Hmm.
So he has money. So
He took you somewhere
yeah,
nice.
he checked the
He
first box.
he everything.
Yes. But
Okay.
if he on a date and he's an asshole or he has no personality or he's like whatever else, then I'm like, okay, I don't like him. That was,
Because he started at the baseline. So, do you think someone with no money could make you happy? I'm talking about someone who is kind-hearted, loyal, someone who is honest, and someone who actually has your back regardless of anything in this world. But they just love you and they're doing their best to get to where they gotta go.
mhm.
It's just sometimes,
Can't get there
sometimes
yet. Right. Like,
sometimes it just doesn't happen that easy. And
right.
sometimes it doesn't happen at all.
Right.
But but
I feel like,
they love
okay,
you,
okay. Let me
truly
say,
love you.
I think that is possible.
Okay.
But that person has to also be very motivated and very ambitious. And I have to see the work that they're doing to get to a level. And I can say, you know what? I know that if you keep this hard work going, you're going to be
No.
something someday.
Now, like the reverse, right? You see like some people like if they're born rich, like their family they were rich, and then when they get older, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
They just don't have no ambition for it. They don't want. You can't talk them into
Wanting
wanting it
right.
because
They already
just
had it.
they had it.
Absolutely.
And I also think there are people who just they're like, yo, I just want you to love me.
No.
I'm gonna work. I'm gonna go to work every day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna be faithful, but I'm not gonna be able to take care of you the way you want to be taken care of. Can you love me?
You so the thing about me is one of my things that I love about a person, I love a motivated person. I love an ambitious person. If you don't have ambition, then I'm not gonna be interested in you. If you want to wake up and go to work and then come home and play video games, like that would make me not attracted to you.
Okay, it's just
I
something
need
that
somebody that is ambitious, or if you don't have something going on, how can you add to what I got going on?
okay.
Let's say you'd be like, yo, I don't have all this money, but you know, I could be your assistant, or I could book your flights, or whatever, like something to accommodate me to help me out. Like, okay, I
Okay.
see that you are on this thing. Like, I could come with you. I can make sure you know what I'm saying. Like, but you have to have some type of ambition. I don't
So
like
you
lazy people.
would you still respect him the same way?
What?
Like if he was doing that, he was like, yo, you lead,
Like
I'll
make my
follow.
situation better.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
as a leader, as a man, you should be able to take something and then make it better. You know what I'm saying? For
Okay,
example,
explain.
so I was in a relationship one time when I used to own a strip club,
Okay.
and I got into a relationship with this guy. And, I was already running the club, like I had my whole shit going on, and he wanted to be a part of it.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, and so what he started doing was the things that I would do, like he'll go pick up the alcohol, he'll go, you know what I'm saying, or
It was your place.
it was mine.
Okay.
Right, but he made it better. Now he found a liquor store, and we got a relationship where we was getting the liquor cheaper.
Okay.
Like stuff like that. Like help me
Okay.
make my thing better.
Do you think that you naturally take the leading position in a relationship? Like it comes natural? Because it's a
I don't
taboo to
want
say that.
though, but I think I have a leader, like natural leader energy. So yes, I do.
You end up being the leader.
Yeah.
How is that though? How do you deal with that? Like you don't want that, but if that's what happens.
I don't want that, but I mean, it I feel like every time I try to be in a relationship with somebody, and I naturally get into a leading role, especially even if you're doing something. Like you have a podcast and I start dating you, I'm gonna see like how can we make this podcast better? I'm gonna go use my contacts. You know what, let's get some bigger artists. Let's see how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
you want
naturally
to expand. You constantly want to.
that's just how I am. So I'm gonna be like, okay, well, this person's going viral right now. Like, babe, you need to get this person on your podcast. Like, I know when they come out here, this going, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
that's just naturally how I am. But some guys will be like they want to be the leader.
Can they lead?
Yeah, but why I can't help you lead?
Sometimes I think what happens is that when a guy's leading,
Mhm.
and I'm talking about confident,
Yeah.
sometimes your woman be in a way waiting for cracks in your leadership.
No,
Think
you're
about
trying to
it.
just add to it. What's wrong with me adding to what you
But
have
what's
going
wrong with the
on?
way he's leading? The way
Nothing.
he's
But
leading.
why can't I help you make it better? That's what women are supposed to do. We're supposed to add to what you got going on. So
Okay.
if I just sit back every day, I'm watching you on a podcast, And I'm just sitting, you're doing your thing now, but I have ideas that could make it better. I'm just not supposed to tell you my ideas and just be like, you know what? We'll just let him do his thing.
So do you think that you look at relationships more as partnerships?
I think, yeah, absolutely. I think a relationship should be a partnership.
Okay. So can you explain like when you say partnership? Because if a man's leading, he's either leading or he's your partner.
Right. So this is the thing. There's different women. There's some women that have ambition and there's some women that don't. So if you want a woman that just don't have no ambition, that's just gonna follow the leader. And I feel like that's a lot of time why guys get with younger girls or girls that don't have nothing going on because they want somebody to just, you know,
That follows them around and do whatever
absolutely.
they want.
I'm just not that one. And there are some women that actually have, sense.
Okay, but so if
And they, it takes a certain type of man to be with a woman that's like me, because I am just proactive. Like that's just how I am. If I see something, if I can help you improve, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna sit around, because as in a relationship, we're supposed to be helping. If I love you, and I know that there's something right here that could make you get better, you could make more money. You making money off views. I have an idea that could get you more views to make
okay,
more money. Am I not supposed to give you that
I
idea?
agree. I'm agreeing with you, but what I'm saying is like let's say we're dating,
Hmm.
but I'm into real estate development, and you're doing an amazing job. Your music career, you're blowing up. You're doing your thing.
Yeah.
How do we support each other without being in each other's space? That's what I'm trying to
I have
figure out.
friends
Like,
that's buying houses. Anybody that I
no,
come across that wants to buy a house, I'm gonna send them to my man. Babe, oh, I just met this person yesterday. They're looking for development. I told them they need to come to you. I
that
told them I'm not working with them unless they work with you.
so that doesn't take away from what you're doing then.
No, we're helping each other.
Okay,
That's why I feel like we can still help. And even if we don't have, if our businesses don't entwine at
at
all,
all.
that's fine too.
Okay.
Like it's okay, but
We still
still,
come. We still see each other at the end of the night. We're still
yeah,
fine. We don't have to talk
absolutely.
about work.
We don't.
We just talk about each other. How was your day? Your day was
Yeah,
good, and it's not business. There's no business involved. It's just us.
there's
Is
nothing
that?
wrong
Can
with
you
that.
see something like that?
Yes, I can. Absolutely. You do
Like,
your thing, I do my thing, and then we just love each other. Nothing
yeah,
wrong with
without even having. I don't have to say, well, I know you're doing this. You're doing this. I also have this, and
that. Yeah,
it's like, and
no.
you feel the same because we're not bringing.
But
Because
I feel like with that situation, it's hard for the people. Like if we're together, it would be hard for us to how do I say this? Because you're doing that and I'm doing this, like where do we
where do we? Because it gotta be difficult dating an
that's
entrepreneur.
what I was gonna say.
It's so
It's
difficult dating
difficult
because it's
because
like
our
there's no
lives are
time
so
off.
different. Right.
Yeah, you're dating an entrepreneur, and it's like there's no time off. We're always talking about business. We're always talking about moves. We're always talking about the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and it's just like it feels more like a business relationship
Mm,
than an actual relationship. Even though success is there, it could become overwhelming.
yeah, but that's why sometimes I feel like it's easier to date people that's like kind of somewhat in your field so you can like cross.
So it's really sort of a business relationship.
Yeah, but still, like, I just feel like, okay, if you're a realtor, I think you should date another realtor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to date anyone that's in my field because I don't want to talk about
You don't want
work.
to talk about her,
I don't want to talk about
but if
work.
you're out all day doing, like, you know what I'm saying, selling home, no, I don't know.
Yeah, like when I come home, I want to, hey, how was your day?
Yeah.
What'd you do today? You tell me a little bit about this. I tell you a little bit about that. And we just talk about anything but
Else
work.
but work. Okay.
So it may be a little bit, I don't know. It just feels like it could be a lot. But I have another question for you.
Yes.
Do you fall in love easily?
Absolutely.
That's what I got.
Absolutely.
I was getting that.
3 days
3 days.
minimum. I'd be like, I love him.
And what happened?
It'll never work out. It'll work out. I think that with this new career and my lifestyle being so busy and hectic, and I'm really not like I'm literally on the road all the time.
Okay.
So my new life is bookings, is
Moving
just
around
moving around. I'm on
consistently.
a flight every, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
week. I don't have the time to cater to a person.
Yeah. And men need attention. People don't, men still need attention. Even if he gets a lot of girls,
Yeah.
doesn't matter how many girls he get, he still wants the attention. So,
Yeah, but the attention that he needs, I can't provide. Like, I'm sure he would want to sleep with me every night.
yeah.
And
But you're moving around.
Exactly.
You're focused.
Absolutely.
Because what you're doing right now, I would imagine, takes an enormous amount of focus.
Absolutely.
So, is it too much focus for a relationship?
Yeah, I think it's probably best that I just be single at this moment.
Okay.
Unless I was to meet somebody that, like I said, would be able to be in my field. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody that could travel with me, that could go in places with me, doing stuff. Like, not that this is the situation, but like, let's say, like if he was a music manager, you get it,
Okay.
and it's like, okay,
So it comes back to the
or like
end
a tour
goal.
manager, like something like that. But if you can't fit in my schedule, then it's just not gonna work. So I think I definitely need to just be single right
So I have a question that we usually ask the guests. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
now. Dinner, dinner. Just
Anybody, dead or alive, you could just sit there for hours and have dinner with them. Who would it be?
Beyonce.
Okay. Why? Why Beyonce?
I admire her a lot, and I would just want to just be in her presence. Like she's just Beyonce. But also, I would like to talk to her and just like, how did like I just want to know like how what does it take like the like I just need that like damn like you're Beyonce. Like,
Okay.
I think she'll give me some really good advice. I think she'll just give me some really good like just stories like just I would love to have a conversation with Beyonce.
Okay. Speaking of advice, in your career, who gave you the best advice, or what was the best piece of advice as a female artist being in this industry, which is a very tough industry, very competitive, very male driven and dominated? What was one of the best advice, or who gave you the best advice, if you want to share?
Who gives me the best advice? I would say I listen to a lot of motivational speaking.
Who do you listen to?
Eric Thomas.
The muscle guy. No, Eric Thomas with the hat.
Yes.
Yeah, he's cool. I haven't seen him in a
Yes.
minute. Yeah.
Best advice is he has a story. It's a guru story.
Okay.
So basically, he took this guru, and then this guy said, "I want to make a lot of money. I want to be successful." So he said, "Meet me at the beach." So he met the guy at the beach, and then he like, "What are we doing at the beach? What does it have to do with success?" So he like, "Just come in the water." So then the guy went in the water. So then he dunked his head in the water and held him in there, and the guy like, "Ah, I'm about to drown." And then he came up and he said, "Oh my God, what the fuck? You tried to kill me." And he said, "When you was under that water, what is it that you wanted to do?" And he said, "Breathe." He said, "Well, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful."
That's crazy.
That stuck with me forever. I want to succeed as bad as I want to breathe.
What does success look like for you? What does diamond the body? What is like the height of success for you look like? If you were to visualize.
Like at the Grammys,
Okay.
like and nominated,
Okay.
winning.
Okay.
I think that's like yeah, I did it.
That's gonna. That's
Did it. I did it. Like I did it.
okay. If you
We had the Grammys, baby.
who do you want to work with? Artist wise, female or
Cardi
male?
B,
Cardi. Okay.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay.
That's like my two big like
Like people that you.
yeah.
Okay.
You get one of them like we like that's another like you made it like
Okay. Just working with them, doing music with them.
yeah. That's like a dream of mine, like a goal.
Okay. All right. So I'm leading this to a question. If you could only have one, this is a relationship show. This is.
One what?
You could only have one. I'm talking about the height of the success that you want,
Yes.
and it continues like this for the rest of your life, and you live to be 99 years old,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Or
Or you could have the man of your dream. who will make you happy forever, and you live to be 99 years old. You could only pick one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with this the career, the success.
It is more important.
It's only because let me tell you why. Because I feel like my purpose also in the world is to help people, and I feel like me being successful, I'm able to help people. Me
Okay.
being in love, I can only help myself. Like I'm that's
That's
essentially
actually a
being
really good answer.
selfish, and I'm a person I put other people before me all the time, anyways. So I would pick being able to help a million people over just helping myself.
So you just feel like you could do more, and it's a very
Like I'm
unselfish thing to say.
okay with being alone. Like it don't bother me. Like I'm not a person that's like I need to be in a relationship. I need a man. Like I would like a man.
Okay.
But I feel like a man is kind of like dessert. It's like it's not a necessity. Like you don't need it. You know.
Explain.
It's like it's for me. It's not for the world or just. I don't feel like this is for everybody. There's some people that might need. I feel like women need men. Absolutely. Let me just say
Don't
that.
clean it up. Don't.
Yeah.
You had it. Why you cleaning it up?
But me personally, I don't need a man. I'm content being with myself. Like I'm happy. Like I'm not a person like if I don't have a man or it's like I'm not gonna be sad or depressed. Like I'm okay with just me. Have my
Okay.
yeah.
That's pretty unpopular these days, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
People
saying. Like
saying
I
that.
know people that's like, bitch, she can't function without a man. Like I need him. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm not like that. So for me, it's like if I don't,
Then you're like, all right, I'm cool. I
yeah,
have no issues.
like, they'll come when they come. Whoever comes, come and go. They just come and go.
Okay.
So I would definitely pick the career over the love
Okay.
of my life.
All right. So, what's your go-to drink? Straight?
Yes, shots, which it shouldn't be, but that's what I like to drink. I just straight, no chaser.
All right. Can you date someone who don't drink?
Yes, I would love to,
Yeah.
because I feel like that would help me not drink. Because I be wanting to not drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What's the longest you went without drinking? It's hard to
I
not
can't
drink
remember. That's
if
what I'm
you hanging
saying.
out. It's a
Exactly.
social
But
thing.
if my man didn't drink and we was like together, it would be better because I would not like, okay, he not drinking. He not gonna force me to drink because he don't
He
drink.
doesn't drink.
I feel
Yeah.
like I drink because everybody else around me drink. And they're
Okay.
always like, come on, shots. So I'm like, okay, shots. But
Okay.
if I'm with somebody and they don't drink, then I won't need to drink.
So it won't bother you if the person don't
No,
drink.
I would love that
What when you become close to someone,
actually.
what's the one thing that they find out about you that the world doesn't know? Like when you and somebody become like someone you trust, when you guys become close, what do people find out about you that they're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Well, if I say it, then they're gonna know. If I say it, they're gonna know. When I mean, I feel like they find out that I'm really nice. Like I feel like
You
people
seem yeah, you have really good
think
energy.
that I am like aggressive or like
Okay.
like I'm not like the like they probably be like she's so fucking nice.
Okay.
Like I thought she would be a little bit more, "Rrr." Like I'm really just nice.
Okay. And
Like
a happy
like
person.
nice, submissive. Like damn, you cooked me breakfast. Thank you. I didn't know you would do that.
Okay.
Like yeah, why not, babe?
All right. So I'm gonna go into a spicy question. Do
mm.
you think that and this is actually something that hasn't been everybody has an opinion on it. As a woman, do you think that sex can keep a man? Good sex, like your real
No, not by itself.
no, just good sex.
No,
She doesn't do nothing else, but she
no, no. Because you could have good sex, but then you're like a toxic person, or like you know what I'm saying, like like you have to have good sex and be like probably a good person too. I don't think good sex alone. Because even with me, like if a guy have good sex, but it's other things I don't like about him, I'll believe him.
but you'll stay longer.
I might double back. I might, yeah, well, you know, we get a little, but like to be with him, like I've had this guy, his sex was amazing,
Okay.
but all the other boxes wasn't checking. I'm like, I gotta go.
How long did that take for you to be like, this is not it? Honest. It took a while.
Like 2 weeks. No,
Two
I was out
weeks.
of there.
Okay.
I was out of there. I was like, no, the sex was great. It was amazing. I loved it. I was like, damn, this is the best sex like I probably ever had.
Really?
Yeah, but then I was like, the other boxes was not checking. I said,
Like what? What wasn't checking?
the finances.
The money. So you saying hold up. So you saying all of these people on the internet talking
TJ.
about that Ray Ray and them could keep a woman with just sex is a myth?
Yes, it is. Unless it like that's why I say I'm a different type of woman. Like I don't need like sex is great, but it's other things that I need that to stimulate me. I'm more of a what's it called, sapiosexual.
Sapiosexual.
Like I need to be stimulated mentally. Like you have to have some type of, and I feel like a man not being financially stable is a part of not having a mindset of, you know what I'm saying. Like if you have a mindset, then you're gonna go get some money. You're gonna find somebody. You're gonna be proactive.
Okay.
So you being broke is kind of equal to just being lazy. Like you're not trying to get no money.
You need goals.
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 Exactly. You have to
Goals
have
are
goals.
important.
Absolutely.
And not long-term goals only, but short ones. You got to get to them and everything.
Absolutely. The sex great, but hey, you're not.
Do you think that right now women are being pressured to be less independent? Because it's a wave, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying women are too independent.
Yes.
It's just it's almost like a war on women in a little, in not a little, in a way.
It
Do you
is.
think that is pushing it too much?
I feel like they're definitely. It's like they're trying to make us choose between having a career or having a love life.
Okay.
And I do see why it's an issue because, like I said, even with me and being in a relationship, like I can't be home cooking dinner for my man.
Okay. Do you cook?
I had to pick, yeah.
Okay.
So I picked, you know what I'm saying? You kind of do gotta pick. You either gonna be a housewife or you're gonna be an entrepreneur or you're gonna be, a career woman. You're gonna go college. Like, so it kind of is something. It's like you do have to make a choice. And I think I made my
Okay. And you're
the
comfortable.
the yeah, some people want the white picket fence and the house and the husband and the kids and the, taking
All
their
this
kids to
stuff.
soccer practice and all that. I don't want that. So
Okay. And
I made my choice. I'm gonna just work.
and the women that do want that, I guess that's their thing.
You have to choose. It's a choice. You have to choose. Do you want your husband? Do you want your family? Or do you want the career? I do think you can have both, but that's why I said again with the both, like the guy might have to be someone in your career where it's like y'all could do work together. So it's
Okay.
like we work together and then we come home. Like that's our time to spend with each other.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
So I have one. I know we're gonna go. I have one last question, and I wanted to get your insight on this.
Yeah.
So historically, I've never seen anyone reach the height of success in any traditional way. Anybody's way of getting something, whether it's like, for example, Bill Gates, his father was some kind of not gangster, but he was, he had a lot of power. Or rather, whoever it is, do you feel that when it comes to women or even in our community, it's like we have to have a traditional like way to the top, or you think that we're at a place now we need to accept you got to do what you got to do to get where you got to go?
Yeah. I think that you gotta do what you gotta do to get where you gotta go. At the
Okay.
end of the day, like whatever that looks like for you or in your career or in your business, like you have to do what you have to do so you can do what you want to
All right.
do. You guys, you just have to, like you got to do what you got to do. Like you got to do what you got to do.
Like, do you think like when it comes to business, it's just like people maybe they're too soft. They want it to
Yeah,
be
but
too
like
easy.
even when they say like well behaved women don't make history, like you're not gonna how nobody's gonna remember you if you're just doing traditional, if you're just doing the right, you're just doing what you like. That's regular. Everybody does that. You got to
Okay.
step outside the box. You got to do something like you got to so you get to the top.
Okay.
It's kind of like this is weird, but I watched a Jerry Springer documentary.
Yeah, yeah. Very unconventional.
You get what I'm
He
saying?
tried. You see how he tried it in the beginning.
Yeah, trying to
Doesn't
be
work,
traditional. Everybody's like, it's boring. He like, okay, let's bring some fucking strippers and fucking
and it works.
turned his shit up. And
Yeah.
now we sitting here talking about him.
Yeah, and he and
He
I
had to do what he had to do.
I
And
believe in that.
he got what he did
I
it.
believe in that. I think like I always think like if I watch old mobsters on YouTube,
Hmm.
you see they old and stuff, and then they like big bosses.
Yeah,
But yo, when they were young,
Yeah,
they were doing some things. They
absolutely.
weren't playing. It's just like later on you clean up. That's natural because they get
Absolutely.
old as
You
hell,
gotta
so
do
it
what you gotta do.
happens.
It's kind of still like even with baddies. Like did not ever aspire to be a reality TV star,
Okay.
but I aspired to get my music out. So now, if this is a platform where a million people can see me,
Yeah.
I know I could go on this platform. I had to do what I had to do, get
Hmm.
on the show, and now to transition into what I
And
wanted
built.
to do.
Yeah.
So now I'm on the show. I'm screaming my music. I'm screaming my hey, listen to the song. They're like, oh my god, we love you on TV. I'm like, okay, here, listen to my music.
Okay. Okay.
You get what I'm saying? By the way, In My Pockets is out now, available on all streaming platforms. Go check it out.
All right. So before we leave, do you want to say anything to everyone? Would you
Yeah,
seem like a positive person?
I
You're a
am.
very positive
Thank
person.
you. And you know what? I like that I get to come on platforms where people could actually get to know me because they see me on TV and they hear me in the music and they probably just think like this girl is fucking just a wild
Yeah.
animal. I like to to be able to sit here, so people can really see like the real me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you
I
for
like
having
it.
me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. So yeah, you guys make sure you follow me on Instagram, Diamond the Body with two Y's. Make sure Diamond the Body is just all across all platforms. So
Okay.
just go check me out.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you
All
for
right,
having
guys.
me. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks. All right.